The major controversy surrounding President Kennedy's autopsy is the location of the head entry wound. The official autopsy report places the entry wound about 2.5 centimeters to the right and slightly above the external occipital protuberance, which is the bump in the back of your head, which is represented right here on the x-ray. One of the things that happens when a bullet strikes the skull is it sends off these radiating primary fractures that you can follow back down to the entry point. As the head expands, it causes these concentric heaving fractures that occur perpendicular to the primary fractures. Using this pattern, you can backtrack to the location of the entry wound. Several of the investigative committees that were set up by the government placed the location of the entry wound much higher up on the top of the head. If that were the case, this would be the fracture pattern that we would see. We'd see the primary fracture lines radiating downwards with the concentric fractures circling back up to locate the entry wound at the top of the head. If we compare these two images with President Kennedy's head x-ray, which is down here, you can see these primary fractures going upwards in this direction, telling you that the entry wound is down low. We also have these secondary heaving fractures that occur as the head expands, also pointing to an entry wound that's down low. So if we compare the two possibilities, the autopsy described fracture pattern versus the investigative committee fracture pattern, you can see they're quite different. And if you try to overlay them, you'll see that it matches much more closely with this image here.